Morning, campers, and welcome back. Today we have made just a little bit of progress on the 65 C10. What we're starting on is trying to figure out where the AC is going to route, and this is not a direct fit condenser. This is one the customer brought me, and I think I'm going to have to make some brackets because nothing seeming to line up, be able to bolt on anything. So that's going to require a little bit of fitment.
A little finesse.
Yeah, and hold right there. Let me go get the radiator bracket. For anybody that has ever seen an original 65, I think it's 64, 65, 66. This is the original V8 radiator bracket. It holds the radiator right in the top. There's two that go in the bottom on those square holes. These slots are for the 6-cylinder radiator, and then the V8 radiator sat up here and was wider than the frame. And this is the top mount, which to me just really looks like a GM afterthought. It's like they had 6 cylinders in the truck, and when the V8 came along, they went, oh, what do we got laying around we can put on it? But I assure you, this is a GM factory mount, but
not so great.
We may or may not stick with this. This is still
yet to be determined.
Yeah, yet to be determined, but we'll make a final decision on that here sometime. But we're going to mount that. We have the Champion radiator. When we get the mounts, hopefully.
Y'all see the pile of parts over there? That's pretty much the pile of parts for this and other projects.
Yeah, other than the electric motor.
Yes.
The electric motor does not go in here.
No.
We're not that kind of hybrid shop. Not what we're doing. But we have the lines came in for the air conditioning compressor where we put the Dirty Dingo mounts in. I ordered these fittings from Tough Stuff, and I was thinking that I had really outsmarted myself and done something here, and found a fitting that I could put on the compressor and stick up to where I'd be able to get a wrench on it, put a wrench on the line. Well, there was no crimp rings. There's nothing. Now, it is a hose barb, and you could put it on it and put a clamp on it, and it would probably be okay.
Ooh.
But I went and ordered blank crimp rings. Oddly enough, Summit has those in stock.
That's odd.
So evidently this happens to more people than I thought if Summit is stocking them. Mm-hmm. So I ordered some blank crimp rings to put over this so that when the hose goes on, we can put it in the crimping tool, crimp it, and then hopefully the Freon doesn't leak out from there. But there's one for each side, so it'll bring it up here. It's going to be really crowded between the heater hoses in and out and the compressor in and out. There's going to be a lot going on right here. We may have to end up moving the fuel line one way or the other, but real estate's getting crowded here. But this still looks better than mounting that air conditioning compressor up here.
Oh.
Yeah, and
miles better.
It looks miles better than that. So we're going with it. Yeah, we're still working the kinks out of what the best fitting is going to be, how it's going to look. This is the first time using the Dirty Dingo mount, so we're all learning.
That's
right. And we haven't punched the hole. My firewall grommets are supposed to be here on Tuesday, so hopefully UPS or FedEx, whoever has them, brings them on time.
But you do have an idea now of where
Yes. We have mounted.
How do you like that segue?
That was a pretty good segue there, my dear. We have mounted the air conditioner evaporator, and it fits very nicely in the
Quite
cab.
nicely.
Yeah. And we have started on the wiring harness. When we go to the other side, we'll show that. But the kit mounts in here pretty good. We're going to have the hoses come off, and probably will be a bulkhead going through here, bringing the lines out. And we're going to try to bring them out under the fender. If you can see these two bolts, what the inner fender mounts to, just like that side. So this will have the angle, fender coming down, meeting here. So we're going to have it probably the bulkhead come out here somewhere and bring the lines under on the inside of the inner fender, and then meet up with the compressor, and then come out and go to the condenser here. So I still have to find somewhere to mount the dryer, which the dryer may end up mounting somewhere in here. It's probably going to reside right there. So if you will walk this way, esposa.
Walk this way.
That's Aerosmith. That's pretty good. You remembered that. We got the master cylinder and the power brake booster mounted on, and oddly didn't have to cut the rod. I don't know if we showed how long that was before, but we actually had to extend it to get it to reach the brake pedal. But the steering shaft, let me get that.
I think that all looks very nice.
Yes. Now this is the telescoping shaft, and you see the splines. I don't know if the camera can show the splines on the inside. The splines that go on the box down here, you have to lean in. The splines right there, these Saginaw boxes come in two different splines. You can either get a 36 or a 30 spline, and I think it's 1980 and back is when they changed, in 1980 and above. So you'll have to, they're close enough that you have to count them. You can measure it, but before I'd order a $75 steering joint,
I'd be doing some counting.
Yeah, I'd be doing some counting. But I got the telescoping shaft, heaven forbid there ever be an accident. But if there was, it shortens up instead of driving the steering wheel through you. So it slides, and on this end is what is called a 3/4 inch double D, and this side is a 1 inch double D, which the steering column is a 1 inch double D shaft. It's an aftermarket. It is an I Did It column, which is kind of cool. They tell you there's the instructions that came with the column. So it says, look, there's their phone number. Wonder if that's old enough. I wonder if our phone number is still the right one.
I don't know.
We might have changed to a 1-800 number by now. Who knows? But we're going to paint this so that this raw steel doesn't rust. We're going to paint it and then install that. We'll have steering, and we have all our brake lines run to right down there on the frame. They're hiding right down here under the frame. So we need to make our coils and then go down, connect them in. We'll have brake lines. We'll have the steering done. And if you come around here, esposa, you can see that we have started putting in our American Autowire. And for these trucks, they actually come with a plate. Aluminum plate that mounts off the two fender bolts. The two bolts out there that hold the inner fender on, when they come through the firewall, they provide you with longer bolts to mount the fuse blocks by. And of course you have all your connections, your plug-ins. This one should be the rear harness to go to the rear of the body. It's got everything, your tail lights, backup lights, third brake light, and it also has gas tank which is good because we've mounted the gas tank in the back, so it's good that they're wiring. And this is American Autowire. The part number on the kit we got is 500 560, and it is the Classic Series update harness, so it's not a factory direct replacement. It has added circuits, and it's counting on you modernizing the vehicle. So this one has a couple extra circuits, but we've started laying it in here. We put a few little hangers in here to hold it up, bolted them to the firewall, and we're running the harness. Now, the only thing this kit, it came with a headlight switch, an ignition switch, but it didn't come with a wiper switch. Now, the only reason I can figure it didn't come with a wiper switch is because this kit fits from 1960 to 66. But from 60 to 66, there was 3 different wiper switches. So I'm guessing they didn't know which one to provide, so they just don't provide you any. So we have a wiper switch on the way. It's coming. So we're going to install that. And then we have, of course, the original heater wiring, which is not, a lot of that's not going to get used. We have the vintage air harness coming over. That'll get connected in basically to a hot and a ground. The vintage air comes with its own circuit breaker. Still not sure if I'm going to use that or put it off the fuse on the main block, because that could be hidden away to somebody they're troubleshooting. It'd be hard to find. So undetermined if I'm going to leave that or just wire that out of it.
It's almost time to start putting the carpet in and get that going.
Yes, we asked the owner to bring the carpet, so it's getting time to figure that out. We sent the seat mounts off. We lowered the seat 1.5 inches. And there's the, in case anybody was wondering, that's a 60/40 split seat out of a 1990 OBS Chevrolet.
And it looks amazing in there.
Yeah, so
it really does.
We shortened up the mount because it was tall. Your head was way up here.
Yeah.
So, and the owner's not as tall as me, and he said he was sitting up too high. So I know I was. But we have the cool package.
Yeah.
Here's the Dakota Digital.
I feel like we should do like a da-da-da-da.
Yeah. Dun-da-da-da. Do my Vanna White. Pat, tell him what he's won. He's won an all expense paid trip. But yeah, these look really cool. They look like the vintage gauges, but they are all digital. And I like the little display over here. You can program it to display whatever you want. And we got the little communications box that's going to make the Holly. Let me turn the part number around so you can read it.
There you go.
That is going to make the Holly talk to this dash, and all you have to do is plug in that cable, and it's going to talk to it. So,
which is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, because normally, let me put this back in the bag before I drop it.
Please do not.
And then we'd all be upset, and everyone could cry together.
They don't want to see us crying on video.
No, I wouldn't want to see me crying on video either. But here we go. Here is, if you don't have the Holly Terminator, you get this control box from Dakota Digital. And all these sensors come with it. And all the little fittings and plug-ins, harness, that you wire everything in. Now, we still will need to wire in the fuel sender, the pressure, temperature, and speed. We're not going to have to do because that's going to be on the CAN bus. Now, for the high beam, left, right, those wires will have to be put in there because they're not in the Holly. So we are going to have to wire up some things here.
But a lot less than...
Oh, a lot less than if you didn't have the Holley in this model. So that's the goodie stuff. And then lastly, well, I have ordered, the guy that painted it got a little body filler stuck on the little magnet, and now it doesn't work. So we've got a new one coming. We're going to replace that. And I have our gas filler neck hoses. We're going to have to make transitions to go to the tank, and I have the adapter hoses, the reducers. And I'll put in, it's really handy. These people, I hate they're out of California and it takes so long to get something, but I believe it's fillernex.com.
We'll find it and put it in.
Yeah, I think it's fillernex.com. I'm pretty sure it is. I'll look when I get up to the house. I'll look on the computer, see who I ordered it from. But they have about any size and any bend of hose that you want. So if you're relocating a gas tank, doing something custom, you want to hit them up.
Definitely.
And then the last thing I'm going to show you here is the windshield wiper motor did not come with the windshield washer pump, but it had a rebuild kit, which I kind of thought was funny because it came from Help, which is either AutoZone or Advance. I can't remember.
I don't know. I can't help you with that one.
You can't help me?
I can't help you with that help.
You made a funny and you didn't even know it. But there's the part number that you can get it from Help, but there's the Classic Industries number where they sold this kit. So it'd be interesting to see if I'll look up these numbers to see if they marked it up. What you buy it from, Advance or AutoZone. I can't remember who. I've seen these packages.
Here, let's turn around. If anybody knows, please put
if anybody knows,
help us.
Yeah, help us. See what I did there?
Help us to help you.
Yeah. But the fun thing was getting that gear off this shaft on the motor, because here's where the linkage arm bolts to on the wiper motor. And you had to basically pry that off. I had to put vice grips and pry behind it with a screwdriver to get that off. That is a pressed fit on that motor right there. So what happens is when the wiper motor's turning, I get the little grimy terminals out of the way, that turns and pushes this plunger up and down. And what that does, I'll show you on the old one here.
It makes the water come out?
Yes, this is your windshield squirter. Now see, the bigger hose is the suction.
Okay.
That's the side it's sucking it in on, and it has the check valve facing this way. And then these are your two squirters that go to the driver's side and passenger side nozzle that squirt up on the windshield. Notice the check valves are in the other way, so that windshield washer fluid can only go one way. When this is pumping, when that little motor's running, it's going off each one of these cogs. It's going like this.
So every time you're hitting the button, it's going.
Yes.
Oh. Wow.
Every time it's running, it's squirting on the windshield. I'm sure modern cars have electric motor that's doing this,
right.
But this is an electric motor too, but there's a direct. This is electric motor to a mechanical plunger. But yeah, I just wanted to show people that probably have never seen this apart.
I haven't.
How this worked. And the little kit comes with all kinds of adapters. I'm pretty sure this is like a universal. It came with some extra pieces. I mean, I could have changed it to be a 90-degree head on it. Yeah. I didn't really see a need to
change it up.
Yeah, to change it, but so there you go. I've got to bolt this in the dash, get the wiring harness around it, And then I can put the front cowl on, bolt the wiper linkage, have all that done, and then start assembling the dash, which, let's see, the heater controls and the AC vents and the dash bezel, the instrument cluster bezel, are all being painted that charcoal.
Yes.
We can't put the rest of that together till we get that from the painter. So I think that is, did I miss anything else? Is that all our progress on that?
I think that's all the progress on that for right now.
We did get the windows in.
Oh yeah, we forgot to show that.
Yeah, we got the windows. They turned out really nice.
They did. They did. We were very pleased with those. And the back window. So everything turned out really nice. And now we just get to doing more work.
Yes. So how we end all of our videos. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for today.